A lot of destruction happened in last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. So let's take a deep dive into these things that happened whilst I give you guys my detailed opinion on the matters. So let's begin with Rick and Trisha.
I mean, you keep talking about your ex. You keep bringing him up after. I thought that was the past.
We're walking around, and she gets to talking about this great place that her ex took her to when they were here. That upset me.
Is there anything wrong here? Did Trisha do anything wrong by simply explaining that she went to a place that clearly they are nearby, and she expressed the fact that she really enjoyed it? It's one of the best places she's ever been to. What's wrong with that? So because she mentions that this is a place that her ex took her, it becomes an issue. You see, an insecure man like Rick, of course he's going to react the way he has reacted, because that's the only way he knows. And why does he only know how to react that way? Because he's not an honest man. And this is something that we know because he admitted to us, as well as also Trisha, finally, that he had taken a trip all the way to Colombia to do what? To see his ex and to sleep with his ex. She's merely just saying that this location here is one of the best places I've ever been to, and my ex took me there. That's it. Not that she wants to get back with her ex, not that she wants to sleep with her ex. She's not making any type of signs of saying that I miss my ex. She's just saying that this place was amazing. So what would be the best way for Rick to actually react? It can work two ways. It's either say, lovely, I'm happy that you enjoyed yourself. A woman like you deserves to always be in a position where you enjoy the things that you do. That's one way to react. The other way to react, in fact, this one, you can do it on top of the first one. That one would be, well, how about you make a new memory for her? How about you take her to another location that hopefully she's going to find to be even better than the one that her ex took her? Because life is all about memories. We meet people, we make new memories. Sometimes we make memories even with the same people, but that's what life is all about. So really and truly, not in a competitive way, but in a way to say, well, I'm now the man in your life and I'm going to make sure that I treat you just as good, if not even better than the person before. Don't worry, babe, I'm going to sort you out. That's all he had to do. But nah, he wants to project his own insecurities. And that is a sign of a weak boy.
All you're trying to do is just make me jealous, and it's a game for you. You appreciate what he has done for you more than what you appreciate what I've done. That's what it is. So
The only person that sees this as a game is yourself, Rick.
it seems to me that you want to be with him.
Because is that what you did? I'm not like you. I'm not. I will never be back to that ex. I'd rather...
Then leave him alone. Then stop talking about him.
It's quite diabolical to hear this man talk about how she should leave her ex alone, even though she's not even in contact with her ex. But it's diabolical because he's the one that wasted no time reconnecting with an ex purely because Trisha had not responded to him. The mentality of some people is just crazy. But you see, for me, the biggest disappointment out of all of this isn't even Rick's behavior. It's not even Rick's reaction. It's Trisha's. Because she's allowing herself to stay in a relationship with this man. She's allowing herself to still bring this man to her family. Why? Because she's ashamed that this man has come from the States and it turned out to not be that guy that she told her family he was going to be. So now she feels backed in a corner that she has to send it. She has to still bring him amongst her family. Trish needs to realize that she is not reality ready. Why is she not reality ready? Because she's not ready to accept the fact that having this man in her life is not a good thing. It is bad for her own mental being. It is bad for her own reality. So therefore, she's not really ready to recognize these things. And these things are always imperative to be noticed.
You're getting far away from the finish line. You're running backwards when we should be running forwards.
But I think all of this is just hitting me all at once. I'm in my head, but I'm afraid that Trish won't be able to fully trust me after what I did. I'm feeling pressure, massive pressure.
That's one hell of a statement. One hell of a statement to say to her that you are running backwards rather than forwards. Then to talk about how you're feeling pressure Feeling pressure as if Trish is the one that has created this pressure upon you. The only person that ran backwards was you when you went to your ex, because you're the one that has now set a tone of infidelity. You have set a tone of broken trust. You've set a tone of respect no longer exists. So this pressure that he speaks of, this motion of running backwards rather than forwards, is something that you set. So the only person you should be mad at, Rick, is yourself. But like I said before, when it comes to the situation as a whole, Trish is the real problem, because she's allowing herself to stay in a relationship with this man and enabling his behavior because she's still staying in his life. This man stepped out on you and now has the audacity, the cojones, the stupidity, the bravery to speak to you with such a ridiculous tone. The fact that he feels comfortable, the fact that he believes that he's in a position where he can speak to you with such atrocity is mad. So, this is a matter of where we got two people that are clearly not reality ready. Rick is not reality ready to recognize that he is the person in the wrong for what he has done with his infidelity. Trish is the one that is not reality ready because she's not recognizing the very simple thing of the fact that this man should no longer be in her life. He shouldn't even be breathing the same air that she's breathing. She shouldn't even enter the same room as this man. But no. She wants to continue keeping this man around. She wants to disrespectfully still bring this man around her family. Disrespectfully, because it's a disrespect to her family, to her father, to bring this man around your father, your family members. None of them need to see this calamity of a fool, shall we say. But we're now going to dive into the next couple of last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance. And this one right here, well, when it comes to Jovon is definitely somebody that has a lot to say. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Did I pass the test today?
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Some cool points. You still have to be nicer to yourself. And I'll do more nice things. Like underwear or socks on the floor. You know, will you be nice?
In life, there are men who chase leadership. In life, there are men who chase power. And then in life, there are men that don't chase leadership, that don't chase power. There are men that are just born and built with the traits of a leader, with a trait of understanding how to actually utilize power. This man here, Jovon, is the type of man that chases power, chases leadership, because he's always fighting to be the leader in this relationship. No man should have to fight for it. It is something that you set the tone with the moment that you enter the life of your person. So here's the thing. He wants to now sit here and make a point about, I'm doing nice things for you because you've been nice to me. But now I'm doing nice things to you or for you. I expect you to continue being nice to me by allowing me to do things like leaving my socks on the floor, leaving my pants on the floor. If you want your wife to just be your housemaid, just call her your housemaid. But I tell you this now, be careful what type of housemaid you're looking for, because you don't want to be the one that turns into Sydney Sweeney, if you know what I'm saying. But the matter of the fact is, this is a relationship where two people are supposed to be having a traditional type of relationship. This is far from traditional. Far from it. But Jovon needs to come to terms with that. But so does Annalyn. Annalyn needs to become aware, alert, that the life that she wants with this man isn't going to exist, because he's not built that way. And the life that he's looking for with Annalyn isn't going to happen. Why? Because he's not built to set the foundation for that type of tone. Let's dive in some more.
You can be nice to me, but not by not dropping them on the floor.
You know, you used to be a lot softer and sweeter and, more patient with me. You know what I think it is? It's just, I think that, I wasn't going anywhere.
He talks about how she used to be more softer and sweeter. How would you know that though? This is the first time that he has actually met his wife. Yes, his wife. First time in 6 years. And he wants to sit there and say what? That you used to be soft? See, this is the thing that people don't understand sometimes. If you spend a relationship with someone on a long distance purposes, And long distance could be actually long distance within location, or long distance could be you don't see them all the time. You see them maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe twice every 3 weeks or whatever. Those are long distance relationships, because what happens is that most of your relationship is based on what? It is based on a phone call. It is not based on in-person interaction. Hell, I'm even going to put in a relationship where you do see your partner 3 or 4 times a week, but you don't live together. You haven't experienced being around each other in that format. So therefore, when you finally live with somebody, that's when you really find out if that person's for you. That's when you really find out how you two can adapt to conflict when it comes to how you want to run the house, how you want to run the bills. These two are in a situation that is far, far harder than anything else. They're in a situation where they have been together for 6 years, married for 3 years, but have never actually met each other within that whole time, which is crazy, crazy business. But either way though, they've never had an opportunity to actually be around each other, to actually learn about each other's mannerisms, to learn about each other's behavior, to therefore be able to find out if they are actually a team. People forget this. A relationship isn't based on just love, feelings, care. Being a team is what actually makes the relationship last for the long haul. All those other things, they can easily fade, because all of those other things can also be easily mistaken for the lust phase. And the lust phase, that's the worst phase. But hey, let's dive in and see if we can get to a conclusion and see if these two, if either one of them can be reality ready for this relationship.
Where you got comfortable. Too comfortable is not a good thing, because you feel like, okay, well, I got this person. I don't have to try anymore. You know, he's always going to be there no matter what.
I don't disagree with the notion regarding the too comfortable. I don't believe anybody in a relationship be too comfortable. You know, I would say this, it is quite imperative that when you're in a relationship with somebody, that you make sure that you two are able to do things together at least once a week, if not 2 weeks. It depends on obviously your schedule. It depends on one, if you've got children, and also two, when it comes to your work. But within the space of 2 weeks, and maybe if you want to be friendly about it, in the space of the month, if you and your partner have not found a day in that week, in that month, to at least go out on one date, you're too comfortable. If you have not found time within every day of that week in the evening where you don't both sit down and have a conversation about how your day's been, you're too comfortable. If you're in a relationship where you go to work, you come back home, and you sit on one side of the sofa, your partner sits on the other side of the sofa, but you're both on your devices. One's on an iPad, one's on their phone. You're both laughing individually on the reels that you're watching, the TikToks that you're scrolling through. Or one of you spends time in the living room watching a film or binging a TV series by their own, whilst the other one's in the other room playing games, not socializing with his wife or his partner. Or I covered that, my apologies. That is a massive, massive problem, because it means you're both comfortable with the idea that you know neither one of you is leaving, which is so bad. And then also to add on top of that, if you and your partner are in those situations, but let's say you are having intimacy every night, that's not a good thing necessarily, because you're just doing it for the sake of it. You're not having intimacy out of passion. You're not having intimacy out of love. You're doing it out of routine. But if you're having intimacy if you're having intimacy all the time, or maybe if you have intimacy maybe once or 2 times a week, but your relationship has all the other fundamentals of where you're still communicating as a relationship, you're winning. You're winning. So I understand what he's saying, but is he saying it in the right context?
I don't understand where did this come from. Did you get it from those videos that you've been watching about masculinity and alpha thing? Because I feel like over the couple of years watching all these
Her reaction tells me a lot. It tells me that this man has no respect in this relationship. Because you see, when she sees him trying to actually gain leadership, trying to gain some sort of power in the relationship, she always finds a way to deflect from it. And that comes from lack of respect. And also it comes from the fact that she doesn't believe that this man could actually lead their relationship. She actually believes that she has to stay in her masculine energy for this relationship to work. because he has never done anything that has shown her that this is a man's man. Apart from putting money in her pocket, he hasn't done anything else around that, which is unfortunate because you see, if he had done that, they wouldn't be in this predicament. But let's continue.
Videos you've changed, and I love who you are. Prideful before, like your idea of being a husband changed. You see it like a power.
I don't have any. That's the problem.
It's interesting that she says that your idea of being a husband has changed. That tells me that when they first connected, the conversations they had were predominantly dominated by what she wanted, her request. And this is the type of man that when that was happening, instead of putting his foot down and objecting to certain things that maybe he didn't agree with, he was like, yes, yes, yes. And why was he like that? Because he was simply trying to please her. He was simply trying to make sure that she would become his woman. So really and truly, he played himself. He thought he was being smart by being a pleaser, by agreeing to everything that she wanted just so she would want him. It's a very desperate act. It's an act that somebody makes when they are not a leader, when they don't understand the power of being a leader. Which is why each time he tries to get a backbone, she's now questioning him. She's thinking, hold on a minute. When we first connected, you wasn't giving me this back talk. You wasn't saying too much. But now you've been listening to this and that. You've changed. But the reality is, but the question is this: has he changed, or has he always been like this? But he was masking it to begin with, just to win her over. And if he was doing that, that was a very stupid thing to do. Because look at the predicament it's put him in now. It's put him in a position where she never really wants to respect any of the things that he actually wants to happen in this relationship.
Problem. Like I feel
This
like
problem you need to feel powerful.
no. You want traditional roles when it applies to you. I always have to take care of everything financially. So
Power of words. I always have to. Power of words. I always have to take care of things financially. You don't have to do anything. You chose to put yourself in a position to take care of her financially. So to sit there and have the audacity to say what he's saying is absolutely crazy work. He's not reality ready to recognize that he's the one that's put himself in this predicament. And just to add on top of that, no woman, no partner is going to be happy to hear their partner saying that, oh yeah, I have to do this. It has to be a want, not a have to.
as your husband, I feel like having to say is nice. Hit me up. You ask me questions and I just answer them honestly. You ever heard the term, you don't want to hear the answer, so cease from asking dumbass questions?
I understand why my mom is being
And then now he wants to be a smartass. He's making himself look weak. Absolutely making himself look weak as hell.
skeptical. I mean, it took him 6 years to see me, and we've been married for 3 years, and we still don't have a definite plan. He didn't even apply for spousal visa. What does that mean?
Something like this is very, very important. 6 years together, 3 years married, and there is no spousal visa applied for. This is something that highly explains a lot of things regarding her behavior. She doesn't feel secure in this relationship yet. She doesn't feel fully wanted yet. She feels like maybe she has to keep pulling some strings to get this man to just do what he needs to do. But unfortunately, Jovon isn't really somebody that has much of a personality, much of a character. And why do I say this? Well, when he presented himself to her initially, by my assumption, he obviously presented her as a man that was willing to do anything and everything to make her happy. Then at some point he decided to change his mind, allegedly because of these podcasts. I say maybe this is just who he always was. Because some men do go into a situation with a woman where they will make themselves look like this super guy or whatever, and then once they get comfortable, now they start to show who they really are. And this is something that women do as well. I guess they call it soft partnering. So we don't know if that is what he was doing, but either way though, he's now confused himself, because now he's presenting himself in a completely different way to how she didn't even realize him to be. So now she's like, hold on a minute. At first he was giving me all of these things, and yes, he's still paying my money for all of these things. But why has he not now done the visa part? Because we haven't been together for 6 years physically. Something has to happen. So why is he not pushing for that? Well, I guess that's something we have to wait and see for the rest of the season, because I'm pretty sure she's going to bring it up. And then once she brings it up, we'll dive into ins and outs of that situation. But now we're going to move on to the next part. Elise.
It seems very weird to me that Josh was struggling financially, but he parties a lot. I'm concerned. Is he like really irresponsible? I worry.
Sometimes things are literally in front of your eyes. You just answered your own question. He is irresponsible, clearly.
About that, yeah. Like, I came here wanting to do things differently, like not leading with sex. But at the same time, I wanted to make him, see a little glimpse of what he might be getting. Josh! Are you gonna come say goodnight?
Absolutely. It's, you know why?
You look like someone killed you.
Yeah, I'm getting killed inside.
So this is the issue that we have with Elise. One, she's a person who's always going to want reassurance. I mean, she knew that she wasn't going to be sleeping with him, but yet she still wanted to tease him. Yeah, that's just nasty work. But why did she do this? Because she needs reassurance. She needs to know that this man wants her. She needs to know this man is attracted to her. She needs to know that she can put him in a position where he's going to be drooling all over her. Which, listen, in some contexts, there's nothing wrong with it. But when it comes to Elise, there's everything wrong with it, because she looks for validation in everything that she does, which is a massive problem. But the biggest problem here that we have with Elise, and the biggest problem that we have is, this man is 39 years of age, allegedly, because people believe he's a bit older, but who knows. But he's 39 years of age, and he's reckless, clearly, with his spending, reckless within his own work, and he's still going out clubbing and drinking like there's no tomorrow. These are not traits of a man that is matured, a man that has his priorities in the right place. And then just to add on top of that, he doesn't even live on his own. He has to share with somebody else, even though that somebody else, he told her to be his parents, but in reality, it's another woman. These are the things that really and truly has a man. If I'm 39 years of age and this is what my life looks like, no woman deserves to be in my life, because I don't deserve them. Because what am I doing with myself? I have to get my shit together. Not for the purposes of having a woman in my life or having a partner in my life. No. Just for the purpose of saying, you know what, I'm 39 years of age and I have got my shiz together. But that is not the case here. So unfortunate. But hey, Elise knows how to pick them. But now let's move on to the next one. So we're now going to dive into Laura, Birkan, and Michael. And this one is one hell of a calamity situation.
I have concerns because you are still communicating with Michael and talking about our relationship. He has no place in our relationship.
Absolutely. Having another man's opinion in your relationship is crazy work. But to be fair, it's not even the fact that Michael's a man. Just having other people's opinions in your relationship just shouldn't be a thing. And when it is a thing, it's telling you that maybe you shouldn't be with that person. And now, sometimes, context is key, as I always say. If you're in a situation where you go out with your girlfriends, the lads, the boys, the mandem, the fellas, okay, the girls. Sometimes you have conversations. So how's your relationship with your partner? Things are looking good, things are this and that. But the other day this happened. You see, in a context like that, that can be okay-ish, because you see, when you do that, you've led with a positive. Then you said, but this happened, but it's okay. You're not complaining, you're just expressing, you're just letting it out. So in that moment in time, if people have an opinion, right, to be fair, I guess it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. But you're not actually inviting an opinion. You're just expressing that, hey, da-da-da-da. We're just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But then there's people that go out of their way and, like Laura, who go, hey, so Michael, Birkan has been doing this, and that. It's not making sense to me. What's your thoughts? See, that is somebody asking. You're inviting that person in. The other one, you're not. Somebody just simply asked you a question of how's things going on with yourself, and you just explained. That's it. Simple as that. This is the problem with Laura. She's inviting these things into her relationship, which is a big no-no.
He already bought a flight. And I value his opinion.
friends have scoped me out, so why don't I get to have that same opportunity to have my friends meet you and have you get along with them?
My friends doesn't want to me.
I have nothing to add to that one. He said everything that was needed to be said. Comparing is crazy.
He has no chance. Laura told me that she had an argument with Michael, and he said that I am the obstacle to those two having a relationship.
With you.
Context is key, right? She wants Birkan to be okay with Michael, 1, being in her life, and 2, coming to Turkey? When she's already told Birkan that Michael actually has made it clear before that he actually doesn't like Birkan being alive because Birkan's in the way of their relationship. You know, brain cells don't cost a thing. Common sense is literally free.
Yeah. I would never let a third party come between me and you.
You are not respecting the person in your life. You don't respect me.
That's not true at all.
And now I have doubts.
That is absolutely true. If you respected him, then Michael wouldn't be coming. If you respect him, then you wouldn't be speaking to another man that likes you about him. If you respected him, then you'd come to Birkan and have conversations about the things you're unsure about. And whatever he would say to you, it is up to you how you want to take that information.
When we get married, it will only get worse. If our relationship is gonna end because of Michael, I don't blame Michael. I will blame Laura.
1000%. He's not wrong because she's the one that has invited this party into their relationship. She's the one that's invited someone to come in and give her an opinion, someone to influence her choice. So yeah, if the relationship doesn't work out, it won't be Michael's fault. It would definitely be her fault. Because Michael's only here because Laura presented the option to him by going to him, rather than going to her man. The man that she says that she loves. The man that she says that she wants to actually have a life with.
I enjoy pretty much violence. Do you like
I like this movie, or?
violence?
Golly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what to make of Birkan. I know I just kind of dropped it on him, but I can't imagine that's healthy for Laura. My first impression of Birkan is that Laura and I are more compatible than I think than Birkan and she are. So I want to make sure that she makes the right choice.
I don't condone what Birkan was trying to do here. He thought he was being smart, talking about I'm watching Scarface because I like mod movies. And then I noticed he started quoting quite a few mob things, but either way though, he moves on to say, oh, I like violence. So he's trying to let him know who's the dominant person in this situation. Listen, there are many ways you can do that as a man, but this right here is not the way. But Michael went on to further prove the point of why Birkan does not want him here by simply saying that I am a better match for Laura than he is. Some people's actions, you know, it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Laura is somebody who I believe is never really going to learn from her actions. I believe she's somebody who's always going to put herself in this predicament of choosing or having the wrong men in her life, for starters, and then being in a situation where she doesn't even understand her own value, her own worth. That's the biggest problem with Laura. Her choices aren't even based on her own value. They're just based on, there's two guys who want me. What do I do? But I will say this. A lot of people believe that Michael is the better choice for her. I will tell you this now. Michael has never been a good choice for Laura. Why? Because he has never claimed her in all the time they have been friends. If he wanted her, he should have claimed her a very long time ago. And she's even opened the door for him to claim her and he still hasn't taken it. So the guy is nothing but a waste of time in her life. She needs to get rid of him. Because them two, their relationship in terms of actually evolving into a real relationship is never going to happen. And him being in her life, whenever she meets a new man, just isn't cool. Because of the type of relation that they have. It's not acceptable. And because she knows she has feelings for him. So he has to go. Now when it comes to Birkan, I'm not saying that she should pick him over Michael. I'm saying Michael is a definitely no-no because he's never made a move. Birkan on the other hand, well, he's a no for many reasons. But I just wanted to focus on the Michael one because people believe that Michael's a good he's a good choice for her. He's not. He is not. Far from it. But let's dive into the next one here. We now have Emma. So Emma and Zaid have a very interesting exchange. I hate myself because I was with a girl like you, liar and everything. It's your bad. You're named Angelina. You're a demon. Honestly, I don't know why he thinks these words are effective. I don't know if he thinks that saying these things to her makes him a bigger person. Listen, you walked away, you broke up with her, so keep it moving. But some people just can't help themselves.
Like saying that I'm like a demon and like a liar and like this horrible monster.
He's only really gone off and exposed himself to be just a boy, a child, pathetic person. She obviously responds by saying, you don't care that I'm a girl here all alone in another country that I'm not from. All you see is you. And to be fair, she's not lying, because we said it before, if there was no camera crew around, he would have left her stranded, literally, somewhere in Morocco. Like, what? To do that is crazy. Absolutely crazy, because he could have put her safety on the line if there was no crew around her. And he says, you're not a girl, you're a monster. I'm a monster for what? Telling the truth. I mean, to be fair, she withheld the truth for a long time. But again, his behavior is just exposing how much of a boy he is. If you break up with someone, you leave it there. If I walk away, there's nothing else that needs to be said. I'm going to leave it there. If I have to speak again, I'm speaking because there's an intention of a purpose that matters. This is the purpose that doesn't matter. Psst. People like him make me sick.
Just because things got so bad with Zaid, it's just making me like go back to Muhammad. No, I don't have a boyfriend. Why, you want to see me? So do you want to talk? We can get like lunch or something.
The choices that we make really expose and show how mature we are. Whether or not if we are reality ready. We know that the relationship did not work with this Muhammad. So what are you doing? You're letting this man ring you and then you're going to answer the phone. Why? You're texting this man. Why? And now you want to plan to meet him. Why? Letting him know, yes, you're single. Why? Why? What makes her so desperate? What puts her in this position where she feels the need to beg for a man?
All right, well, I'll call you when I'm there. Me and Muhammad have been through a lot, and we were madly in love for a lot of years. So that's something that doesn't just go away.
Everything that she just said is a reason why he shouldn't be in your life anymore. You two have already been together. You've been through all the hardships, but it didn't work out. It did not work out. It's not going to work out now neither. Especially given the fact that her friend said that Muhammad treated her very, very poorly. So what is she talking about? I would love to know her backstory. Like, why is she raised this way? Her sister's not like this. Why does she believe that she has to be out here chasing a man to sleep with her, chasing a man to marry her? I don't understand this woman. Where does this level of desperation come from? This stems from somewhere. Is it an ex? Is it a childhood thing? Did your parents do something wrong to you? Did your father do something wrong for you? Because this level of desperation and delusion is just nasty work. She's got a whole twin sister who's nothing like her. Listen, just because they're twins, it doesn't mean they have to be the same. I'm pretty sure her sister's a twin, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is. Interesting. But I will say this though. Men, if you ever come across a woman like this, run. Absolutely run. Because this is the type of person that's going to need you to validate them every single time. You could come home with a bunch of flowers. Say, hey babe, I was thinking of you today. Here's some flowers. She's going to look at the flowers and be like, oh babe, the flowers are so nice. But if you don't say to her, oh, but you look beautiful today, in the same conversation, she's going to say, oh, so did you bring the flowers because you've done something wrong? Are you trying to cover something up? And you're like, what? Well, you haven't told me that I look good today. Do you see what I'm saying? She has those type of vibes. where you have to validate her, compliment in every single way. And that's something that she's shown us in this season. Because each time she's had a conversation with Zaid, she's, oh, so you're not going to say anything about this? Oh, so you're not going to propose to me? Oh, so you're not going to do that? Literally, oh, so you're not going to kiss me? Oh, so you're not going to sleep with me? Oh, so you're not going to sleep in the same bed as me? Oh, so you're not going to do this? Her whole life is, so you're not going to do this. You don't really hear her say, oh, he did this amazing thing for me. The man set up a whole birthday for her. The birthday cake comes. She says thanks and goes, but are you not gonna propose to me? There's always, are you not going to? Why have you not done this? People like her can't be pleased. I mean, they can be, but boy, it takes a lot of energy. So as a man, you have to really think long and hard. Do you want to take on someone like Emma? Very draining. And then if you have a child of her, good luck. Good luck. She needs therapy. But now we're going to dive into the last couple. Let's get into Daniel and Lisa. Oh, but also on top of that, do you think Emma's ever going to be reality ready with recognizing that she needs to probably go see a therapist? Give me your thoughts, please.
To call him, and then about 11:08 p.m. I said I love you with all my heart. He says I don't think you do. Then what stops you from telling me those things? I said so many fears of losing you. He has not said one word of I love you. He has not said he wants to be with me.
Why would he say that though? He's in shock by your lies. So why would he want to say anything regarding loving you?
I don't know. I don't know where he is right now. And I think the fact that Daniel reacted this way shows that he's desperately in love with me and he's heartbroken.
Using the term desperately, or the word desperately, yeah, that's a stretch. Does it show that he cares for you or he has feelings for you? You see, this is where it gets interesting. In a normal situation, I would say yes. But in a situation where we are watching two people that are probably both scammers to each other, I'm going to say no. Because you see, has been a part of a scammer now, you're going to stay in character, aren't you? You're going to act hot and bothered because it's the way that you leverage more power, more control over that person anyway. So him reacting the way he's reacting doesn't prove necessarily that he must be in love with you or he must care for you or he must be that heartbroken about it. It just could easily prove that he's willing to just not give up just yet. We all witnessed it when it came to Angela and Michael. We saw how bad Angela treated Michael, but that man stayed no matter what. Why? Let's continue.
Fight for Daniel. I'm not giving up and walking away like I have every other relationship. This one is good, and I'm going to fight for what's good.
So
it's funny though. She says that I'm going to fight for this relationship, but this one is good. If the relationship was good, then why did you have fears about not telling him the truth? In a good relationship, you don't fear telling your partner the truth. You don't fear transparency. In a good relationship, everything is always out clear on the table. So for her to sit there and say that is absolutely crazy. But you see, when we are dealing with two people, and I think this is the problem with this relationship, we got two people who are highly, in my opinion, likely to be both narcissists. They only see things however they want to see things. So much to the point that they are going to be delusional to themselves. See, here's the problem, folks. I talk about being reality ready. But the narcissist can never be reality ready. That's their kryptonite. That's their biggest fear.
You have to talk to my uncle. Something that concerns tradition. You and I have defined the rules, the law.
I'm asking you to work with me. I don't understand why everybody has to be involved in everything. Well, don't...
You know, in a normal situation, I do agree with the concept of what she's saying here. Why does everybody always have to be involved? Now, of course, he simply has to explain that this is a part of his culture. Yeah. But this is the thing. For him, all of this act, it's all for a play. It's all for control. But here's the thing though, why does she not want anyone else involved? Because you see, with Lisa, she needs Daniel to be by himself because she cannot manipulate him if she doesn't have him to herself. For example, We knew that when it came to Angela and Michael, Angela did everything possible to isolate Michael from people, especially when he was in the United States and they were on the last time that we saw them on TV with the No Limits Tell All on the Happily Ever After. She didn't like the fact that he was trying to talk to other cast members. She hated that. She was like, no, I have to keep him away because if he's close to them, then I can't manipulate him. I can't control him. He's going to get ideas from all those other people in his ear. So this is the thing when it comes to Lisa here. Same thing. She doesn't like the fact that Daniel has to go through all these channels to talk to this person and that person. But therefore it makes it harder for her to try and manipulate him. To put her in the box the way she wants him to be. Where she needs him to be.
Don't call your uncle just yet. I already planned for us to have a small romantic getaway.
Is this a kind of trap?
I had already planned it. It wasn't, there's no agenda. It's just me and you together.
Okay.
I've planned it. I paid for it. I'm going to lose all the money I put down on it. And I don't have much more money left, Daniel.
You know, when she put the whole thing, you know, the money part, I was like, but let's get into the nitty and gritty of this bit here.
My last marriage wasn't with a man. I'm divorcing a woman, Daniel. I've been with more than one woman. You're the first man that I've been with in 21 years.
Because,
It's not as bad as...
Don't come close to me.
Lying is such a bad thing, isn't it? Withholding information is such a bad thing. Lisa is now facing the repercussions of her lies, of her deception, of her holding back. But how Daniel reacts to this is going to be very, very key. Because you see, his reaction is going to show whether or not he is somebody that truly did have feelings for her, or if he's somebody that literally has been using her. But that's something that I guess we have to wait and find out for next week's episode. But it doesn't. But however he reacts, it doesn't change the fact that this woman is nothing but a liar. And unfortunately, I just don't believe that she could ever be reality ready. To recognize any of the things that she does. But please do let me know your thoughts. Please do let me know your thoughts. Now, please do make sure you hype the video on your way out. That would be absolutely fantastic if you can do that. And also subscribe at the same time and leave a comment down below and like. Thank you so much.